on Sunday morning. Touchdown. Good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? You know, it's Sunday morning. It's game day. We got the Bucks. Bucks about to happen. Going to Tampa Bay after our bye week, flying all the way out there. Hopefully, I don't know if we spent the week out there or not. I'd imagine we didn't. You know, holy moly. It's already very lively. We got Bebop. What's up, buddy? Yeah, I know. CMC's back, baby. That's right. There's Bryant. What's up, man? I already said what's up to you. You're right there. Nathan Z. Haven't seen him in a while. Glad to see him. Nice to see he's kicking. You know. And look at who's in the building.
Let's go. Thank you, everybody, for showing up.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, we definitely
Yep, that's right. They're out there. Nathan, you're probably now. I'd imagine it probably takes a lot of planning to go to the game. Are you? Because he lives kind of in that vicinity.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now they're on commercial break, folks. Game one. They're in. Are they in Germany?
I believe it's the Munich game. I think
Munich game. Yeah. So right now it's the Giants and the Panthers, and the Giants just scored a touchdown to pull within 3 points, 17-14.
Yeah, this is I don't know. Giants and Panthers, they've had moments where they've been really good teams. I don't think they're the best teams right now, but maybe they could get on a run sometime this season. We'll see what happens. But
well, I mean, do we not like our fan base across seas? You know, we're going to send a team that last year, they're rebuilding. You know, this is NFL. This is on your schedule makers or the AI or whatever. The Panthers are rebuilding. You don't know how the Giants are going to do. And you choose that game for overseas. Come on, you could have done better. That's all I'm saying is they could have done better. The other games going on, Brian. Like Thursday we had the Bengals at the Ravens, and that was an interesting game to watch. I picked the Bengals, and folks, I'm cursed on Thursdays. I'm sorry, Ravens fans. Well, and actually, I'm not sorry, Ravens fans, because I picked the Bengals. Y'all won, so you guys all owe me something. I'll take lunch.
That game, any game, I guess, can end with some controversy, but that one ended a couple times with some controversy. And there was a couple face masks. There was a helmet, blow to the head to Burrow that should have been called. There was a pass interference call, defensive pass interference call that should have been called. That game could have went to the Bengals. It should have went to the Bengals, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. You shouldn't let the Zebras, decide the game, but sometimes in the end they do.
And that's a fact in the NFL. I kind of feel like you got to keep the human factor when it comes to the refs, but for you guys, for the NFL being worth as much as it is, I think you could do better.
Do better. I love it. Do better.
But like a game, the early games, obviously you got the Patriots at the Bears. Who wants to see that overseas? No thanks. The Bills at the Colts, more than likely going to be lopsided. The Broncos at the Chiefs.
Really? You think the Bills and the Colts are going to be lopsided? Joe Flacco seems to be moving that team around a little bit, right? He's facilitating the ball downfield, right? Trickling, right?
The Bills are rolling, though. They just got the big W in Seattle, But I don't know. Is Seattle really a hard place to play nowadays, Bryant?
I would say still they are. It's that crowd. But Geno Smith, he has his up days and down days. Seattle will give you a run for their money, but when they lose, then people are like, yeah, they're really bad. But when they win, then people are like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, I think Seattle's going to be a tough place to play for years. I really do. The way they built that stadium gives them a huge advantage.
Speaking of the Zebras,
Gotta love the Zebras. They keep us in line.
holding offense. Anyway, so like, I honestly think, let's see this, the Steelers at the Commanders, like, they didn't know that the Commanders were going to be that good, and you never know, like with the Steelers QB situation. So that would be a bad one for overseas. Lions at Texans, that's a night game. That'd be a good one. But the Vikings at the Jaguars, not a good one.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is hurt, I guess. His shoulder.
You know what? It might be a good one because how the Jags play overseas.
Yeah.
So that might be a good matchup for overseas. The Titans at the Chargers. Titans are kind of, not too good. The Eagles at the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are,
I would say that would be a premier game to send overseas. That's why there's,
yes.
I would do it.
That'd probably be the one that the schedule makers should have sent overseas, knowing that both teams are, at least going to be in the hunt for a playoff game, for a playoff spot at that point, though. Not right now.
Yeah,
it's not looking good for the Cowboys right now.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, at 9-8 or 8-9. Yeah, one of those. What?
Yep. And then we got the Jets at the Cardinals. I expect that to be a good game. I'm hoping they televise that one here. And of course, we got the Lions at the Texans Sunday Night Football. Man, the Lions are looking good, even though they lost Aiden Hutchinson, their best defensive player. They are still looking good. They are, if we get rolling, they're going to be a problem. We're probably going to end up running into them. We definitely play them during the season, but I'm saying in the postseason, if we make it, nothing's guaranteed. We're going to run into them.
People make real quick with Detroit. People don't give Jared Goff the credit that he deserves. I'll admit it. I used to call him Jared Goofy, right? But he's he got the Rams to a Super Bowl, and look what he's doing with Detroit. Maybe the Rams moved off of him too fast, but when they could say Matthew Stafford got him a Super Bowl, I guess they were happy. It's about the ring, but you can't say that Goff is goofy. He is definitely doing really well as a quarterback. He's a lot better than people give him credit for.
Chuba, Hubbard, the Panthers running back, went down. He was holding his knee. I don't know if it was just tweaked. They didn't cart him off the field, though. He walked off the field. So, and he fumbled the football. It's now Giants ball. Anyway, so the Monday night game, the Finns at the Rams.
Ooh, that could be an interesting game.
With Tua back, that offense is dangerous.
I don't think so. I disagree. I think Tua needs to retire. I really do. I think if he comes out there and tries to overachieve how is he going to come out there aggressive, David? You and me both have had concussions.
Yes.
How's he going to go out there and be like, oh, I'm going to, when it's an open lane and he can choose to run, he's really. Steve Young had more concussions than Tua has, and Steve Young retired because of the concussions. Quarterbacks got hit way more than they do now, but the difference is I don't know, maybe the visual, maybe the cameras and, everything. When Tua started flexing and freaking out on the field, his fingers and stuff. I don't know. I still think the Dolphins have a really good chance, but again, how can Tua really come into this game being aggressive with his injury history?
And that is true. That is true. He can't really do that. But, I mean, what I mean by mixing dangerous is he can throw the ball. He's a better QB than anyone that they have on the roster, right? He proved that. So, he's going to have that. I can't get hit in my mind, though. Yeah. That's what you're getting at, So, yeah, it should be interesting to see how he actually plays there. I still think they're dangerous with him because of all the speed players they have and his arm.
Yeah.
That's what makes him dangerous right there. Waddle, the cheetah, they got the Hill, they got it was a Achane, right? The running back and Mostert. I mean, they have some serious speed on offense.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the Rams defense, they've played better than expected, but at the same time, like last week, Cooper Kupp had 11 catches for a crap load of yards, and Puka Nacua, the guy that normally shows up, only had one catch. So it's kind of like pick your poison, isn't it? You double one guy, you lock down one guy, you shut down that guy, and the other guy is going to go off. So
Cooper Kupp, he's the one the Rams really like right now. Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua, I would say, is moved into number one wide receiver, even though Cooper Kupp's got the accolades, the Triple Crown or something like that. What was it? Cooper Kupp's, he's still really, really good.
And he is doing really good. And he's not the biggest, he's not the fastest. He's like a 4.6 40 guy. He's just really good. He runs very crisp routes. He makes hard cuts and has great hands, right? And that's something I kind of feel like our team should be looking at, myself, buddy. Like, Kyle has a certain type of player. And from what I've seen, I don't think great hands are that type of player. If you want to pass the ball around like you are, you got to have wide receivers that have good hands. We saw Ayuk had some drops here and there, some catchable balls that they put on Brock, but they were still catchable. And a guy with, level 9 out of 10 hands is going to catch those. But Ayuk doesn't have that. Debo doesn't have that. Jennings has pretty good hands. He'll occasionally drop a pass. Kittle has pretty good hands. He also occasionally drops a pass. So if we're going to start passing the ball around, Purcell and Cowing, I'm kind of leaving them out because we haven't seen them for extended periods yet.
I would argue that Kittle and Juice Check are in the top 3, top 4 best hands on the team right now. Debo, he gets open sometimes, but we've seen him have drops. I would say Ayuk probably has the best hands on the team, or we expect him to. But George Kittle and Juice, I would really argue they're in the top 3. If you want to give someone else a push, maybe top 4. But George and Juice can catch the ball. They're our go-to guys. Juwan Jennings, you do have to say something for third and Juwan, but you got to be in there. And is he? Well, we'll wait to get into that. But yeah. We got to get somebody who can really just catch that rock.
You ain't lying. And I just wonder, like, Kyle's type of player is a yak, right? Yards after the catch. And, that's just Kyle. That's how he is. But it's like, how about picking a guy that can catch that pass that's a yard off of where it's supposed to be. A guy that can catch the ball that's an inch off the ground, get his hands under it and make that catch. A guy that can, because quarterbacks aren't perfect. Even the best quarterbacks miss throws. You and I see this every week, right? It happens. And having a guy that has hands like Cooper Kupp, do you think that would help us?
So you got to have somebody, and then sometimes maybe if you weren't lucky enough to play, backyard football or throw the ball around with a friend or something, when you're growing up, you're kind of missing out on a lot of things. Playing catch is something really, truly, irreplaceable. So if you have a brother or a sister, or if you have a good neighbor, kid, friend, that you got to do it with, then, and if you got to do it often, hopefully one of you is a really good catcher and the other one maybe, a good passer. I used to throw the ball at one of my good buddies, and he's just like what you're talking about. He's somebody that would, take his knuckles and, drag them across the asphalt to, catch the ball. He's somebody that would dive on the asphalt to catch the ball. Not because he wanted to get tore up or anything, but he wanted to try to catch every pass. And if I wasn't necessarily the best passer, he made me better because, he would go out there and try to catch that ball. So if you have a wide receiver, or someone on a team who can catch like that, because it could be a running back too. And I think CMC is kind of that guy. But if you have somebody that has like magnetic hands that will go for the hard passes when they're not perfect, somebody like Frank Gore who would try to catch those, what we call them, dirt dauber passes from Alex Smith. When you have somebody that goes the distance and doesn't, they're just trying to catch that ball because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. Catch the ball and then go from there. You can't do anything if you don't catch the ball. So I definitely agree with you, David. We gotta look for somebody like that. If we don't have them on the team, we definitely need to move forward and try to. I think with the game we were just talking about, the Chargers and the Dolphins, they have players on the team that do that. And I think that's something that we're lacking right now.
Yeah, and that's the truth. We need that big timer, that Jerry Rice guy that and I mean for a fact, you throw to that guy, he's going to catch it. It's a clutch situation. No matter who the other team puts on him, he's going to be open. He's going to catch that ball. We just don't have that guy right now.
No. That's why when we had the opportunity, I was screaming, let's go get King Henry. And people were like, well, we have running backs. Yeah. But if you have King Henry, right, he's going to go his distance. Even if he has other players on the team, you give him the ball, he can lean forward and fall for a first down. You need people on the team that, like you just said, can get open, can get a first down. No matter how hard it is, they can just do it. And we have players like that, and we've kind of let them get away. And maybe our fan base has also chased them away because we had Mostert. He was our home run hitter, and we let a good thing kind of get away. Matt Breida, or sometimes you got to let players go when they fumble and stuff. And I know we tried to bring him back this season, but he was another guy that, he could just take off on. And when you have somebody that's super explosive like that, and like CMC, and it's nice to have somebody back like him who can catch almost anything. And yeah, I'm really excited. Really excited.
How can you not be, right? I'm excited moving forward because we do have CMC back. Yeah, we're missing Brandon Ayuk. What can you say to that, right?
Brandon who?
That's exactly it. We won't see him till now. If we're wise and we don't push it, we won't see him till probably the after midseason point next year. I would actually be down to keep him out until the last 5 games of the season next year. That's just me.
Yeah,
let it heal. And then, open his practice window 2 weeks before you're going to actually, activate him and get him doing some football activities, right?
Yeah. Let him heal up. Don't rush him back. And then he won't be Brandon. He won't be
like
Brandon.
Yetur Gross-Matos. Right. Yetur Gross-Matos. This is a prime example of what I'm talking about.
David.
The guy is, they just opened his practice window, right?
David,
Yo.
let Brandon Ayuk kill up, right? And when he comes back, he won't be Brandon who. He'll be Brandon Ayuk, and we won't have an injury again. Give him the time to, come back. Don't rush an injury. Don't do some super secret surgery and make him the $1 billion man, bionic man, or something like that. Let him just come back. Hey, did you see something real quick? Sorry to get off the topic, but did you see the severity or the injury that happened to Mr. Dak Prescott?
I didn't see the severity of it. I heard he's going to be out a while, if not the season.
So his hamstring apparently got ripped, almost completely off the bone. I'm not a doctor, and I don't have a photo. Yeah, I didn't memorize what they said, but it was 3 tendons that hold your hamstring on, and he tore 2 of them. They're going to try to let him.
Painful.
You can see it in the throw. So,
yeah, that sounds painful, buddy. I mean,
but yeah, Mustafa. Sorry to get off topic. Mustafa's back as well. You said.
Yes. Well, when it comes to ligaments and tendon damage, I do have some experience there, folks. I completely tore up my ankle to the point where I went to the doctor and said, "Hey, can we get surgery on this thing?" And he told me, he's like, "The damage I'm seeing, there's a 30% chance of the surgery working." I was like, are you serious? I was in a boot for a year and had to tape it up like a basketball player for 6 more months. It was bad. And then we got this. Like, I don't know if y'all can kind of see the scar going along right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, that scar. That was a catastrophic injury. They had to completely rebuild my wrist. They got all my bones set, moved all the tendons out of the way without opening it up, and had me in a cast for about, it was like 3.5 weeks. Then they took the cast off and did surgery to replace all the tendons. And then they actually had to go back in and put some pins in because everything wasn't holding together right from the side. That was the second surgery. And the third surgery was pulling the pins out, and one of them got stuck. Yeah. They had it numbed. But the one that was stuck, that wasn't numb, folks. I'm telling you. And I had to hold completely still. It was like, the doctor looked at my face. He's like, "Oh, shit, he can feel this." I was like, "Just get it out." But anyway, this is life. Be careful. Be careful at work, folks. That was the wrist was a workplace injury. The ankle wasn't. I was putting back together a car I completely tore apart to repaint. It was a bad luck car. That's another story for another stream.
Be alert. And wear your PPE and try to be cautious. Of course you want to do your job and probably do it as quickly as possible. So you have your but you also have to be aware of your surroundings and alert. You want to go home.
Brian, there's one more thing. Don't be afraid to call a friend if you need help. Okay,
that's right.
That's how my ankle got tore up. I didn't call anyone. I was putting the doors back on my car, and it got stuck under the door in the car, and I had to lift the whole car up to get my leg out. So that's how my ankle got done. Anyways, so here we are. We're playing Tampa Bay. We got Niner Tiger in the chat. Good morning. We got Carcast. What's up, buddy? Ooh. We got the beautiful Tony Culp. That would be this guy's wife. Don't think about it, people. Don't think about it. It's this guy's wife. All right. We got Jason. He's in the chat. Keep going, Tommy. And yes, Mustafa is active, Bryant. So that's a good sign. We need all the safety help we can get right now. And Debo is also active. Oh, hit it twice. Tommy, good morning, buddy.
And we got Bebop.
He's always seems to be the first one in here too. What's up, buddy?
Yep.
There's John J. Good morning, man.
Morning.
Ooh, here's another one. Juwan Jennings is active. These guys are like, it's not looking bad. It's not looking bad. And Dak is out for the season. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
And honestly, they just paid him $60 million a year. They're stuck with him. Let's face it. They're stuck with Dak. He has his moments where he looks really good, but then he has his moments where he looks really bad.
I can see it. I kind of seen like a little rumor scenario where you see Carr going back to Las Vegas Raiders and you see Dak Prescott going to the New Orleans Saints and the New Orleans Saints giving their draft pick to the Cowboys. How about that?
Yeah, that could happen. So any word on Greenlaw? The word on Greenlaw is he's working out on the side. He's not officially had his practice window opened, but he is working out on the side. They're starting to slowly, work him back in. Kyle said that he's week to week on if they're going to open his practice window and wrap him up. So that's something that we all are, I'm sure, keeping an eye on. I'd like to see him back for the last 3 games of the season at least, just to warm him up if we're looking like we're making the playoffs. Yep, nothing Andre. This is something they could do. this is something they could do. Why not see what you got? You know, he has, and this is their chance to get him some extended playing time for about half a season. That would be scary.
I think Cooper Rush starts, and if Cooper Rush starts playing bad, then Trey Lance will come in. But I think Cooper Rush.
Yeah, the thing I'm most worried about is what if Trey Lance becomes the Cowboys starter, and all of a sudden they become a problem? Then it's like, oh boy, here we go, right?
You know what I'm more worried about? You know what I'm more worried about, David? You remember that really fancy Mercedes-Benz that he bought? I wonder if he still has it, and if he ended up painting it like some color.
Wasn't it like a Maybach? Something?
Yeah, and it was black and gold, right? So you could see a 49er color, right? You could see, New Orleans Saints or something, but black and gold. We have black and gold, right? But now he's a Dallas Cowboy. So does he still have the car, or did it get repainted? Is it like some gaudy Dallas blue color? I hope not.
It would probably be now. If Dallas is being efficient with his money, it would make more sense to have like the gold repainted silver, and then there you go. You're ready.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like for that car, because like once a car is created or painted or something like that, it's kind of like it should be the life of the car. That's my thoughts. And that was a beautiful car. And for him to go to Dallas, and if he did paint it like a nasty Dallas silver, or it's not even silver, it's kind of like a turquoise with like gray. You know what I mean? Like they got like a aquamarina blue, teal, silver. You know what I'm talking about. It's not a true gray. They got navy blue and some, I don't know. Anyways, Dallas Cowboy colors are definitely not red and gold. And
so now remember, every time Bosa sacks Baker, he plants the flag. This goes back to college, right? So I honestly think he will be trying to plant the flag at least once. Hopefully he gets to plant it twice, right? And Valix Prime Sports is in the building. What's up? He's a cool Cowboys fan. This wouldn't be a bad shirt. Payne as a Cowboy. Is it Payne is being a Cowboys fan? Would that be a better shirt? What do you think, Brian? Think that'd be a decent shirt, wouldn't it?
I mean, I feel it, Payne. The Niners have had their seasons too where it was really bad, but the Cowboys have always been kind of somewhat relative, and maybe it's because their owner puts a lot of money into advertisements and pushing. But it's kind of it is a painful joke, but you can almost close your eyes and say the Cowboys season every year is going to be 8-8, or now we got an extra game, it's going to be 8-9 or 9-8, and that'll be good enough to get them almost into the playoffs, if not into the playoffs.
Yep. And the Panthers now, it's under 2 minutes to go, and that is pass interference. Where's the flags? Or are they calling it a catch? Anyway, there was just a big play by the Giants. No, he looked back at the ball. By NFL rule, it is not a catch. That hit the ground, son. And it's under 2 minutes, so the NFL replay booth has to call it in. Anyway, we got, 28 minutes? It's more like probably closer to 35-ish minutes before the game actually kicks off, folks. You got anything else you want to add, Bryant? We're going to Tampa Bay. Is Baker going to be cooking?
I think he might, but his overall record versus us is 0-3. He's been a starter against us on 3 different teams. We played against him against Cleveland. He's been the Panthers quarterback. And now Tampa Bay, so this will be the second time we're playing him as a Tampa Bay starter. Baker overall, I think, is a good quarterback. I think we have a player that gets into his head. David, do you know if Mr. Bosa will be playing today? Is there an injury that happened to him, or is there something holding him back? Because I keep getting this question asked to me. Is he supposed to be playing?
Now he did. He was on the injury report, and he's definitely active today. But I'm forgetting what he was on there for. But I think I don't know if it was a hip. It's something that's kind of been lingering all season, though. I'm not gonna lie. It is. It's something that's been. Man, don't be talking about just him. Okay, here we go. It is a hip. So Bosa has the hip thing, but it hasn't been bad enough to keep him out.
Okay.
You know,
I might slow him down, but him playing against Baker again, I think this is one of those player rivalries. It doesn't matter if the players are on the same team when they play each other again. You know, but I don't think Bosa's going anywhere anytime soon. But I think if Bosa was on a different team and Baker was on a different team, they would still have this rivalry, this feud kind of going between each other. And it goes back to college. And if people don't know, you know, go back. But I think everybody in the comics or anybody who tunes in will kind of know what Baker and Bosa and planting the flag kind of means and everything. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. We kind of talked on a lot of the topics I wanted to talk to you about. I was asking you, I wanted to know how you're feeling about the 49ers. Obviously, you're excited. The questions would have been like excited, optimistic, frustrated, bored, or are you looking at the upcoming draft? And I don't think we're there yet. Players returning, you know, you're excited about. We kind of talked about that with Mustafa. I'm excited. I believe Jake Moody is returning to the game today. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Juwan Jennings is coming back, if I'm correct. And CMC, I think everybody's heard the big news. CMC is coming. David, I would like to get your opinion on CMC. We have another running back that's playing pretty well. And we have a running back, Mason, you know, I think he has still a shoulder injury. But when you have somebody like a rookie like Garindo playing, and he's playing as well as he's playing or getting the burst or the opportunity he's getting, how would you bring in CMC into this game? Are you going to rush him back in? Or are you going to have him like on a, I don't know, kind of
a
like
snap count?
Thank you.
Now, I definitely would have him on a snap count. This is his first week back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, easing him back in would be the thing to do, not just throw 25 carries and 5 catches at him right off the bat. You know, I mean, come on, right? Yeah, I had that scoutmaster that taught you to swim by, you know, rolling out into the middle of the lake, putting 2 water wings on you so you definitely don't die, and throw you into the lake and tell you need to swim back to the dock. Yeah, I had that kind of scoutmaster, but this is not what we need for CMC. You know, yeah, I would like to see him kind of eased back in. You know, there's plenty of season left to get him, you know, fully ramped up. But at the same time, our 2 running backs, Mason and Garindo, are playing good enough to the point where they've earned playing time. So it's like, all right, Kyle, here's a there's a good problem to have now, you know. And I honestly think he's got no choice but to go back to playing 49er football, not passing the ball around 36 times a game. You know, dial that back to, you know, 25, 28 passes a game, and we're going to see more carries because now we have more running backs and they need to eat, you know. We've needed that change of pace running back since Mostert left, right? I think we've needed that guy that could come in and just is so fast he'll get the edge, or, you know, the defense is on their toes because can they actually catch him if he breaks one? And now we have that guy. So, you know, we have the bruiser in Mason. We got the speed change of pace guy in Garindo, who also kind of looks like a bruiser too. He could be very dangerous moving forward. And then we got old reliable. We got CMC. You know, he's like CMC. He's not necessarily a Ferrari. You know, he might be like a turbo Honda Civic, right?
Yeah, he might not be the fastest guy, but he's elusive and he's very dangerous. And the speed he does have, people can't keep up with. And the thing about him is he's sure-handed. He is that guy with the magnet hands. So it's nice to have him back. But we did talk about earlier when we lost Mostert or let him go, or maybe the fans ran him off, because sometimes we have some really opinionated fans. Sometimes people get on these social media things and they talk a little bit and they say things to family members that they shouldn't. And that's kind of what happened with Mostert. But Mostert, him leaving, we kind of lost our guy that when, the offense needed to shift gears, we lost that ability. Mostert was on 6 different teams or something like that. He was on a bunch of teams, and a lot of teams passed on him. But when he got to the 49ers, maybe it was the experience, of him playing on these different offenses, but everything clicked. And it clicked with, the staff that the 49ers had at the time. And he could see the hole. And it was like the guy it was just major chunks. It was, I don't understand why we didn't keep giving Mostert the ball and Debo the ball in the Super Bowl. I don't understand why we should have beat the Chiefs. Something happened, and I think we made the wrong decision, the wrong play calls a couple times. I know the ball got tipped when Jimmy threw the ball too. That should have went to Kittle, and that would have kept the drive going. But we should have won that Super Bowl. And I think because we lost that Super Bowl, we lost key players on this 49ers core. And I think that's one of the reasons that our team kind of is in flux this year, is because people like maybe, Armstead, they believe should still be on the team. People like Buckner should still be on the team, and they're having a hard time dealing with it because these were these guys that, not the Cabo clip necessarily, but this is the 49ers heart, and you want to go to work with people you like, and if you don't go to work with people you like, you want to go work with people you can depend on, right? So,
yeah.
You want to, and I think it's all about winning, and I think they want to win together. So I'm excited about the players that are coming back. I'm excited about Jake Moody returning. I hope I believe special teams will be better. No more Moody Blues. And I think Mitch Wisnowski should be playing better. And the defense looks like it's really sharp. So my final question is how are you looking and how are you feeling about the Bucs game today? Again, excited. I would say obviously yes, but how do you feel that Brock Purdy's going to do with the offense? And that'll be my final question. How do you think our offense is going to do against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense?
Their defense has experience. Last year their defense was healthy, and I believe we tore them up really good. But this is a different year, and we're at their house now, not our house. So I honestly think with CMC back, there's gonna be a big difference made in the offense. Yes, we're missing Ayuk, but we have new toys. Purcell and Cowing. We have those guys. We're gonna see more of them on the field. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. The young players get to play, right? How often do we see that being Niners fans? You only see that if there's a big injury. What's going on, Chad Schrader? But and that's pretty much all you get. Like Garendo is a 4-3-3 guy. Tommy says Mitchell was supposedly, I just looked at it, he was a 4-3-5 runner at the combine. He didn't, honestly, playing the game, he didn't look like he was that fast. It's one of those, I don't know. I mean, the 40 times, yes, it kind of matters when you're drafting a guy. But at the same time, does he have good game speed? Like Hufanga had a very slow 40 time, but when he's healthy, he has good game speed, right? Juwan Jennings, slow 40 time, but he'll get 11 catches on you if he really wants to, it's just one of those things. We gotta take advantage of the mismatches, and Kittle is a mismatch for any linebacker in the league. So Kittle in the middle, Tony Culp, that's right.
Well, I am definitely excited for the game. I don't know if you guys can hear the noise in the background, but everybody at my house is getting pumped. The game's about ready to start in a couple more minutes. So, David, if you have anything else for me, I would. I'm so ready. I'm excited. got a little bit more coffee, and maybe I had too much coffee. I tell you, I got the big cup today. But yeah, folks, stay faithful. Go Niners. I'm looking for a huge game today for the Niners. I think the offense is going to come in. They're going to be clicking. If Debo is who he is, and we believe he is, with an upgrade or another player like CMC coming in and just taking a little bit of the pressure off of, we have too many weapons for defenses not to be accountable for. And again, when you got somebody like Jake Moody coming back, Moody Blues, get out of here, right? We don't have that problem anymore. So, we got our kicker. I'm thinking this is going to be a really good game for us. Playing against Baker, sometimes, there's teams that you play against and it doesn't matter. Sometimes there's, again, like we said, rivalry, matches against certain players. But, Baker is 0-3 against, however you want to stack it, Bosa, or he's 0-3 against the 49ers. And, maybe, again, maybe it's just something, maybe Baker but maybe he comes out today firing. I think it's going to be a good game for the Bucs. But I think if I'm correct, they've been losing the last couple of games. So I want to say they're 4-5, if I'm correct. And I don't think they've been winning the last couple of games. So we should hopefully come in humble, like you said, coming on off of the bye. I think that's a good thing for us sometimes. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes we're too rested, but I think it was good for us last year. And I'm looking forward to it. Go Niners. I think they're in Florida today, if I'm correct. And early game. So, yeah, a couple more minutes and we should have a kickoff on.
Yeah, well, I'm honestly thinking about 25-ish minutes. Typically, it's like, a little while after they start the broadcast, right?
Yeah.
So an update on Germany. They're in overtime. Carolina, and there's a little bit of a scuffle going on, nothing major.
A brawl.
The Giants have the ball to start with. But, yeah, it's always go Niners. I would honestly, with our 3 running backs, I would love to see us just run the living crap out of the ball. Why not? Right now, teams are expecting us to pass, Kyle. Oh.
Let's do it.
All right. And it's always go Niners. And as Corey Davis says, F all 31.